talk about some of those grasses less desirable. In this particular segment, we're thinking about three grasses that are considered invasive: Japanese stilt grass, Chinese silvergrass or miscanthus, and bamboo. These three grasses tend to be the worst of the invasive grasses in our landscapes, woodlands, and right-of-ways here in North Carolina. So let's start with Japanese stilt grass. Here's the flower seed head. It's a 3-spike raceme. Very small, very small seeds on each of these spikes. A full plant. You notice it can be very thick and spreading. And look at this particular characteristics. It has a white midrib and it's off center, so it's not in the center of the actually leaf blade. And finally, stilt-like roots, hence the term stilt grass. And they're literally roots that may come off of nodes up along the stems, and these will drop into the soil, allowing for spreading. Some control measures: pre-emergent. Dimension's about the only product that's really effective on stilt grass. It's a very aggressive annual grass, and it can be extremely difficult to control. Post-emergent herbicides include Claim Extra and Pilex. Be very careful when you apply these, as many times stilt grasses can be found in woodlands, along wet areas, and in container nurseries. Chinese silvergrass or miscanthus, quite common, in some cases very aggressive along open areas, abandoned fields, along roadways, and not yet found too much in woodlands. Flower seed head, very attractive, silvery to pink and drooping on very tall plants. Produces a lot of viable seed. Here's a full plant along a roadway and a close-up of a smaller plant as it's coming up along a driveway. Control options include some herbicides. Pre-emerge herbicides, there are really not any pre-emerge herbicides for this weedy grass that have been identified as very effective. Other control options include mowing very closely to get the best control with the post-emergent herbicides. Frequent mowing without herbicide is an option, as it will eventually kill out the support structures under the soil as it doesn't build up any carbohydrates. Post-emergent herbicides include Roundup Pro and Arsenal, or a combination of the above, and frequent applications as the plant emerges will be necessary. Outrider, Envoy, Fusion, and Plateau are 4 more products that can be used as post-emergent control of this particular invasive weed. Bamboo, the last of the 3. Here's bamboo in my lawn 1 week old after mowing, and bamboo 4 months old in an area that I was able to mow. And I've had bamboo much taller and can become very aggressive. There are some control options and herbicides to use. Pre-emerge herbicide, the number 1 pre-emerge herbicide for bamboo is Casseron. It can be applied after you physically remove as much of the rhizomes as possible. This is actually to prevent the emergence of new bamboo shoots. Casseron is a very toxic chemical. It will spread and move into areas where you don't want it. You can actually find yourself killing desired ornamentals with Casseron if you're not careful. Barrier is another pre-emerge that you might consider. Post-emerge herbicides, glyphosate, any of the glyphosate solution, particularly Roundup Pro, at a 50% solution in water with some kind of colorant like a blue dye or red dye so that you can tell where you've been. You cut the stump, younger stumps, and actually paint this on with a sponge brush. Finale also will be effective to some extent on bamboo and reward. Culture control include aggressive mowing and cutting of these bamboo shoots as they emerge, and use of physical barriers to prevent spread. And the physical barriers need to be buried quite deeply. 2 to 3 foot is not uncommon, and at least 6 inches above the soil line. So if you desire the plant, be sure you put in a physical barrier.